Hello, everyone. This is Joe. I'm sure that you can tell this is the golden hour from my face. Look at how gold the sun is on my face right now. There's my tent, and if I go a little further, you can see that we're about, I don't know, 10 15 minutes from sunset, and I'm getting this last full blast of the sun for the day. I have done meditations today. I did my push-ups today. I got my 80 push-ups done in 5 sets today, not 4. So, like I said before, I'm going to stay here and stabilize 80 until I can get 4 sets of 20 really, really good for a number of days in a row. Like I did yesterday, but not the day before. So, stay here. In other news, I'm spending the day in the forest. I have not gone to town today, and that's always an interesting, introspective kind of day. I can fill my day with audiobooks and work, and video games and food, and I even installed some lights on my bike, so that'll be exciting to try out. But regardless of all that, staying in the woods for a day and not going in always leaves me in a different place. There's a quote, and I don't know who said this, but it's supposed to be an ancient Buddhist quote that the master says to the student, the difference between me and you is I don't care what happens. And me, Joe Neely, I'm starting not to care what happens, and that scares me, of course, because I want to make money, I want to achieve other goals like attracting mates, developing friendships and groups that I can lead, being able to travel more and go to other places and see other things, and there's this other part of me that just doesn't care. And I think both are healthy. I think both are part of being human. And, Abraham Hicks says that, we're taught that things that are easy are bad, but that we should go towards those easy things, and we should go towards what she calls the path of least resistance, and also the path of most allowance, just allowing things to be as they are. For me, that means allowing myself to do what I feel like doing and not trying to force myself to do something else. I do make myself celebrate the golden hour. I make myself, is that a mosquito? Yeah, maybe. I make myself do this because I always feel better when I feel better talking to you, and I feel better having maintained my, that's my thinking phase, I guess. But no, I feel better having maintained my habits and showed up for another day. That's a good use of efforting. We don't want to effort too much, as Abraham Hicks says, but just enough, as she says, to get into the vortex. I like to effort just enough that I can feel the pride of efforting. Not the pride of success, not the pride of achievement, not the pride of having gotten, some victory, but the pride of having shown up to do what I care about. As you guys all know, I love, love, love tree pose, and I'm going to talk even more about tree pose today. As you can see, I'm changing my sitting position, so the screen is jittering all over the place, but if you've listened to me this far, you probably don't care about that kind of thing. So, what I'm interested in today is, first of all, how doing tree pose, not every day, but when I feel like it, which is probably every other day or more, I give myself an hour to meditate, do yoga, do push-ups, a few other things, talk to you guys. There's only so many things I allow myself to do during this hour, but I can pick from all of those. Oh, lighting incense is another one. And I pick from all those things to kind of decide my day, determine what I am, you know, give myself the freedom to choose, but only from certain specific activities. So I'm trying to say that I'm kind of shaping each hour according to the mood I am in the day. And oftentimes that means tree pose because it's different than sitting meditation, though I can meditate in that position for a little while now. It's interesting. So yeah, it's funny. I don't force myself to do particular things during this hour other than talk to you guys. That's a guarantee. But it's funny how I gravitate towards certain things that I enjoy. And tree pose, I can feel myself getting stronger. I can feel those times where I would have just fallen over. I'm standing on one leg and it's just not working out. Oh yeah, for those of you who don't know, if these are my legs, this is tree pose, right? This is two legs. This is tree pose. You see it that way? I have a bent leg and a straight leg, and I'm standing on the straight leg. And oftentimes, I will fall down because the muscles that are stabilizing me are getting weak. But I'm finding more and more and more and more that they're getting stronger. And like I was saying a minute ago, those things, those little motions or whoopses or slipping to one side or the other, that would normally have thrown me off balance enough that I fall. I still feel them, but I don't fall. I think there's a lot of wisdom in that for emotions too, and thoughts even. We can have thoughts and emotions of the kind that we'd rather not have, but if they don't throw us off balance, if we can still stay standing through some thought or emotion that might try to throw us into our fight or flight mechanism. Yeah, that trigger is still there. Yeah, it's still part of us. Yeah, we haven't escaped that yet. We haven't made those triggers less frequent or less loud and obnoxious to the point where they go away, but we can not react to them as much, and we can diminish them some. And that's really what's happening emotionally when I say that I don't care what happens. My fear about the future has really gone down. In tree pose, when I'm standing there and I catch myself and I stay on a little longer and I balance. Is that a mosquito? It might have been. But yeah, it's about staying balanced longer, and I think that's really wise. In meditation, in yoga, in all kinds of emotional experiences, just not letting them throw us off balance. Because it doesn't do any good. If you let yourself fall, you're just going to get up and do it again sooner or later. So who cares? It really doesn't matter. Those little things don't matter. They say don't sweat the small stuff. And that's true. There are a lot of cliches that I don't like, but don't sweat the small stuff, I think makes a lot of sense. I used to feel that cliche was a little off. Like, no, I do want to pay attention to details. That's good. I learn things from paying attention to details. And that's not what it's saying. It's not saying don't pay attention to the small stuff. It's saying don't sweat the small stuff. Don't effort the small stuff. Don't stress the small stuff. Of course, be aware of it. And that's tricky. Being aware, like, oh, I just got distracted and fell down, and now I need to stand up on one leg again. Well, that is wonderful because it's awareness. It's, oh, this happened because of this, and when I try again, I'll get better. So, yeah, I think there's an emotional balance that's really interesting in addition to the physical balance that I'm learning right now. Because no matter what happens, no matter what the day brings, I'm going to get up tomorrow and keep living. And keep talking to you and keep growing stronger. I know that the things I do every day make me stronger in lots of different ways. And I'm not so much scheming about where that's going to take me and how that's going to make me, millions of dollars and hundreds of lovers and lots of friends, and all of my affirmations and desires. I know that what I'm doing is making me stronger. I know I'm going to achieve everything I want without really achieving. I'm just going to get to a place where I'm so strong those things just come to me naturally. And strengthening myself every day is how I get there. I don't have to know exactly how everything is going to play out ahead of time. If we knew that, if we knew how things were going to play out ahead of time, well, it would be easy. You wouldn't need any faith. You would just say, oh, well, I know it's going to work out like this and this, so, you know, like they say, if it were easy, everybody would do it. It's that kind of thing. What's easy isn't the work. It's not the simplicity of my lifestyle. It's faith. It's working on the inside of myself, on my relationship with myself. So for you, you need to have faith that you are going to achieve everything you want in life. That's what life is for. That you've created this game, this experience, so that you can experience all the things you want, and you can have all the things you want. So, I'm very excited to see where this all leads, but I'm not super worried about the outcome. Less and less all the time. I just go with a good feeling and see what happens. That being said, I do want to address a premonition I told you guys about, that I had a premonition that something would happen around the 12th of December, either on or around that date, that would make me not worried, logistically, money-wise, travel, itinerary-wise, and logistics, all those things that I worry about. I felt that something was going to happen. Maybe a surge of money, or a change in logistics, or a different job in a different niche, or a different kind of work, or something was going to happen. And none of that has happened. I just got done saying that I don't worry about the future as much. I naturally have just released that and don't care, and I'm going to let life take me wherever it goes, because I'm going to go the way that feels best and just see what happens, go there, go down the path. So maybe I'm starting to feel that way just through my natural everyday evolution, you know, towards myself and away from old beliefs. But yeah, nothing dramatic has happened. I thought that I felt a strong inclination that by the time I got to this first half of this month, December, that I would really, you know, I felt like I didn't have to worry, because by the time I got here, it wouldn't matter. Like, things would happen. And those manifestations aren't happening yet. I guess I'm blocking them somehow. So for those of you who are expert in this, please leave comments and let me know. Usually, when I have either premonitions or just oftentimes predictions in my dreams, oftentimes they come true right away. And I was surprised that I had this one. It wasn't the most powerful one I've had, but I had it, and that it hasn't come true in any big way. It's come through in some small ways where I'm continuing to grow as a person, and I trust in that, and I worry less about the future. So in a sense, you know, the lack of worry and trust and faith in self that I was hoping to feel, if some big thing happened, of course I would feel better about myself. So I'm kind of experiencing the end result, maybe of what I wanted, without like a dramatic manifestation of it. Or maybe just nothing happened and I'm rationalizing it. Who knows? But like I said, those of you who know about these things, who know about rationalizations, manifestations, working deeply with our universes to get what we want, please comment, because I can use your help. I could really use the help of some peers who know about this. One more thing before I go, I should probably call myself out that I've been pretty emotional today. And I don't know if you've noticed at all, but I've been holding back almost tears a couple of times. I don't cry very often, but sometimes I get close. It may be because I've been listening to Ender's Game, a really wonderful audiobook about kids and adults and bullying in school, and it's a science fiction book, so that makes it fun. But it's a real classic, and I haven't read it in years, and I'm listening to it now. And it's helping me release some old emotion. And I feel like I'm still holding it back. I'm not letting it all out. You can probably see a bit of it in my face, but I'm still working with that. This book reminds me of experiences I had of it as a child and growing up, and I'm sure as we all did. There were painful times when you're little and other people are bigger than you. When you don't know much about the world and other people can hurt you or trick you. So, my deep goal is to feel these emotions and let them out and let them go and let them come through. There you go. You can see I'm squinting to avoid crying. It's not that I'm really consciously trying to avoid crying. It's just such a habit that I've learned that I'd like to unlearn. Some people use cello music or sad movies or whatever to get themselves to release emotion. And this book and this experience is helping me. Maybe not a lot. I don't know if I'll be able to cry on this one and let out a bunch, but at least I'm getting close, as you can see, and that in itself is something. So, progress with tree pose, stability with doing my 80 push-ups again and again and again, emotional release, emotional balance. I can feel these emotions today and not get thrown off and not fall down. Like in tree pose, I can, whoops, but still stay up. I'm getting stronger. And I think there's something to that. I think there's something to being strong enough to feel a negative emotion. Being able to take the risk of feeling emotion and releasing it and feeling that pain without letting it trigger any spirals. That may be why I'm not letting myself cry or experience negative emotion too much, because I'm afraid I'm going to spiral into depression. And the thing is, nowadays, I really don't get depressed. So perhaps I will be able to start releasing chunks of emotion and just letting them go and not having that negativity bring up a bunch of other overwhelming thoughts. We'll see. That's my hope. And I look forward to chatting with all of you on the website, joeneely.net/goldenhour, and on YouTube with the comments under this video. I encourage you to share as genuinely as I do, or more, and very kindly to yourself and to me and to everyone. Just share the very best, most important things in life, because you're not alone. We're not alone. There's a lot of people who care about these things, and we're going to take care of each other. I love you very much.